What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode 17 of my Slayer Pierce series, and as always, thanks for swinging by to check out yet another video. So in this episode, I'm going to be taking you guys through the normal stuff, level ups that I've gotten since the last episode, what kind of loot that I got in my last Slayer level, and how my bank is currently looking. For this episode, I also have a first for this account, which is a pretty low level first, and if you know what you're doing, you'll be able to do this too, but we'll get into that in just a few minutes. So as the title obviously states, I have recently hit level 90 Slayer, so only 9 levels to go until I'm pretty much done with this account, at least on the Slayer side of things. I will still keep playing it for a couple of reasons. Not really sure what I'm going to decide to do with it when it's done. It's either going to be a Brutal Black Dragon alt, a Skeletal Wyvern alt, and I may do a little bit of PKing on it here and there. But there are certain things in this game that are locked behind higher level PVM content. Well, most stuff that is really hard can actually be done if you know what you're doing and you have a team that will support your shenanigans even if you are a really low level. So what I want to show you guys here first is I have completed the first few complete raids on this account in the Chambers of Zurich. I haven't taken it to the Theater of Blood yet, and I probably never will. But as for the Chambers of Zurich, I took this account through the first actual 3 raids that I completed, and the kill count is higher on this account because I've been using it to alt throughout the raids. Now, I've only raided on my main before, so I'm actually still kind of learning the ropes as to how to use an alternate account at this low of level in a raid. Mostly it's the same mechanics and everything like that, but you really have to worry about the damage you're taking and some of the things you're doing because of that super low defense level. And I have come to find out, because this account is level 60 attack, the raid bosses such as Tecton that require melee are not exactly the best raids to go on, so I am going to try to stick to the more range specific raids. But for some of you seasoned raiders out there, you might look at my inventory and realize, well, why don't you have any magic gear? You need magic gear for a raid. Well, you usually do, but because I'm with a team that is pretty much all level 124 or higher, I actually took the role of the melee hand skipper, and because I'm level 20 defense and you need to use a long-ranged magic cast on the melee hand, I ended up just kind of hanging out until the hand either uncrippled or I had something else that I needed to do. So that's why you don't see any mage gear. I will say this though, I actually enjoyed raiding a lot more on my alt account than my main account, because after you've done a certain number of raids on a higher level main account, it kind of gets boring to me. It's just so repetitive, same thing over and over and over again. But with the alt, it's kind of something fresh, something new, because you do have that low defense, that low attack, so it makes it a little bit harder, and it's more like a learning experience. And I can say that I actually enjoyed it because it's harder and because you have to kind of like relearn exactly what you should do in certain situations based on the low levels and whatnot. But I would say, as a suggestion, if you're kind of tired of raiding on a higher level account, make an alt, do something different, do something on a low level account, because I'm currently trying to max my main account. But with this account, it's just like it's all fun. Everything I'm doing on this account is just fun, and it's kind of new again. You know, I haven't been in this position in a long time, probably 5 years since Old School came out. So I'm really enjoying doing things, like kind of redoing them for the first time again. Alright, so I think I'll stop rambling about raiding on my alt account, and I'll try to bring you guys some more content on a low level raider pretty soon. Gotta get some video clips together for that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get into the normal updates that I usually give you guys. So we'll start off as usual with what kind of levels that I've gotten since the last episode. So we'll start off with hit points as usual. 1 level up in hit points. I am now level 93, up from level 92. And next up is going to be ranged. 2 levels since the last episode. I am now well past halfway to 99 range, level 93. And last episode I was 91. I am pretty close to level 94 actually. I was really trying to get that level before this video came out, just for a little bit more experience and a little bit more, you know, level content. And last but not least, as the title said, I am now level 90 Slayer, up last week from level 89, and only 2 more levels to go until I am halfway to 99. And I can't wait for that halfway point, because I'm going to do a total check-in video where I cover a whole bunch of stuff related to how I've been doing on this count and how Slayer is going for me. And following the traditional order of things, we'll go ahead and jump into my loot from level 89 to 90 Slayer. So, good level here. 89 to 90 was a good level. Not quite as fantastic as my last level, 88 to 89. But it's not every Slayer level you go ahead and get 4 whips in a task. So we'll start out up at the top with the herbs and everything. So 39 Renar weeds throughout this level. I only had 1 Aberrant Spectre task, which... with Neve, I am getting those tasks a little less than I was with Chaldar, but that's okay because there are bigger and better Slayer NPCs out there. 64 Toad Flax Seeds throughout this level, and those have been going up a lot. Just a couple weeks ago, they were only like 1.5 to 2k each. Now they're up to 5,000. So if you're not picking up your Toad Flax Seeds, you probably should, because I got a nice 318k stack of Toad Flax Seeds sitting there. As far as the other herb seeds go, 12 Snapdragon Seeds for 703k, and had a couple of Gargoyles tasks, or maybe that's only 1, can't remember, but still making some decent money from Gargoyles, Skeletal Wyverns, and a lot of people actually ask me while I'm doing the task, why do I pick up the bones? Well, on my Slayer log, I've killed almost 600 Skeletal Wyverns, and picking up those bones doesn't take a whole lot of effort. Yes, you do have to bank, but it's made me somewhere around like 1.2 to 1.3 mil and increased my bank value that much in the time that it took me to kill all those Wyverns. And going on through the really expensive stuff we'll get into down at the bottom here. 28 Rune Full Helms, 15 Rune Med Helms, and 32 Rune Two-Handed Swords. There seems to be a pattern here. Seems like every level I'm just getting a ridiculous amount of Rune Two-Handed Swords. But I'm not going to complain. That's money in the bank. And as for this level, I did grab 2 Abyssal Whips on the first Abyssal Demon task of this level, and I have been dry ever since. So I'm about 500 dry now after the 2 tasks and the task that I got these whips on. 1 leaf-bladed battle axe from Kurosks and 1 set of dragon boots from spiritual mages, and that gives me a total guide price of 14,117,228 GP. So like I said, not as good as the last level, but 14.1 mil, I will take it. And last but not least, we will go ahead and get into what my bank is looking like. So estimated value up at the top, 90.125 mil. I'm finally over that 90 mil threshold, and I am less than 10 mil away from having a 100 mil bank on this alt account. No help from any other sources, all from scratch. Cash stack is currently sitting at 33.2 mil, and I am so close to Ranger boots, but I just couldn't get there with the loot that I got from this past Slayer level. Maybe if I had 1 more whip drop or a couple of dragon boots, I could have gotten in there, but I will just go ahead and wait until the next Slayer level is done and I sell off that loot, and I am guaranteed to have some Ranger boots to complete my best in slot ranging setup for this alt. And down into the gear tab, not much has changed here. A couple different pots you might see in here just because I started raiding on this account and I'm going to need a little bit bigger of a variety. There was an Obsidian Maul and a Berserker's Necklace in here, but I decided to sell those back to the GE because I bought them to try out on Tecton on this account, but they didn't really work that well, so it was just a wasted 3 mil that I was never going to use. So went ahead and chucked that back to the GE. Moving into the runes tabs, you might notice that some of the rune stacks are a little bit lower or gone completely. So I decided to sell off the runes that I didn't need because it was pretty much just money that's sitting there that I could have to use elsewhere. So I sold off about 30,000 chaos runes, which got me about 3 mil. Death runes, never sell those because I need those for the trident. I sold off my blood rune stack, which just hit 10,000 just a couple days ago, so I went ahead and got rid of that for some extra cash, as well as the astral runes, which I get from spiritual mages, completely gone, and I sold off a stack of about 5,000 to 6,000 soul runes. All in all, it brought me an extra about 6 or 7 mil towards my cash stack and towards those ranger boots. And you will also see in here a mist battle staff and a dust battle staff. And guess where I got those? If you guessed superior creatures, well, I'm gonna have to sadly inform you that you are right, and my soul is crushed because I didn't want those. Obviously I wanted imbued heart, but maybe next time. Moving on into the loot tab, just sold all of that off, so you guys saw the screenshot there. Looking a little barren in here. I've only been through a Bloodveld's task, and I'm in the middle of a Skeletal Wyvern's task for Slayer level 90 through 91. Into the stuff that I'm saving until level 99 Slayer. So the gems are going to start going up because I'm going to be getting those from raids. They are pretty common from raids. As far as the herbs are, they're going up pretty slowly. But I don't really expect to get many more on my way because the Aberrant Spectres are not a very common task from Neve, like I said earlier. 25 Crystal Keys, 73,000 Pure Essence, 13 Pirate Boots, so 13 Troll Drops from the Kraken, but I've only had 3 Kraken tasks, 13 Pirate Boots, I guess that's okay. 24 Dark Totems, and I'm curious to see what that's going to be at by the time I hit level 92 Slayer, because that's the halfway point. So whatever this is multiplied by 2 is pretty much how many Scotizos I'm going to be able to kill. And 84 Ancient Shards, which I will never be able to use because Arclight requires 75 attack. Potions tab, still need to decant those. I've been saying that for I don't know how many episodes, but they're still in there, just stacking up over time. Nothing much there, nothing much there, and this is where I'm going to put my raids loot. So right now 259k in raids loot from just a few raids, and some of that is going to be going into the loot tab with the herbs that I get from Slayer, but don't worry, I'm going to separate that so we can figure out how much I make from Slayer and how much I make from raids. But that is going to do it, guys. Episode 17 is now wrapped up. It is in the books and done for. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys are enjoying the entire series and following along with my progress and the things that I'm doing as much as I am enjoying making this video. So once again, thank you for all of your support. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up down below. They really do help the video's popularity, and they help my channel grow and spread. If you haven't done so yet, please tap that subscribe button on your way out. Obviously, all your subscriptions mean a ton to me. And last but not least, if you feel so inclined, you can check out my Patreon page and help support this channel, help me produce new content, and keep the channel going for as long as I possibly can. But that is going to do it, guys. I will see y'all later. Take it easy.